Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. We're back playing this wonderful game, and we're gonna be showcasing a brand new method for making a ton of money in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and we've got about 10 minutes left before we can actually do this method, so I figured I'd continue where we left off in our live stream, working on making our island 5 stars, and working on our little, plaza area where we're gonna have, shops and stuff, and been working on trying to make this area a little bit more beautiful, and Brando, one of our members of the community, crafted up a bunch of these cherry blossom lanterns, which are so pretty. And I figured they would look really, really good in this plaza area in between the bamboo. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to make this fancy. We're going to work on building out this entire area until it's late enough for us to go ahead and be able to craft money. Craft money? I mean, pretty much. But a lot of people have been messaging me from the previous tarantula video that they could no longer, or had more difficulty for spawning the tarantulas because now in April we have water bugs that are spawning, which, you know, you can make money from water bugs. They're not a terrible spawn, but they're definitely not as expensive as, say, just getting an inventory full of tarantulas. But thanks to members within the community and some testing that I was doing earlier today, we've got a pretty amazing farming method for making money right now. And we're going to be showcasing that for all of you today. So I do hope you all enjoy it, and thank you so much for the support on the Animal Crossing series. We got lots of content that we're going to be making over the next couple days. Lots of members content where they actually come and decorate my house. So they've basically allowed them to do whatever they want to decorate my house, which is going to be absolutely ridiculous. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got more event videos coming out, and obviously ways to make more money. Why can't this go where it's supposed to? Can you squeeze in there? But this is probably one of my favorite cherry blossom items, and I think it's going to be really nice in here. So I got some cookie carts, some vending machines and stuff that we got to put, and then I think everything's going to look really nice. Oh, come on! No! I was so close! I just needed to make some wood. Well, it's finally nighttime, so we can actually go get this whole farming method done. But I did want to work on getting some of the stuff out of my inventory because we're going to need everything empty anyways. And I just crafted a couple things that are going to look really good in here. So I've got this this bamboo shelf that we can put next to the fortune cookie thing. And then I think maybe what we'll do is we'll put a little stall here. So I was able to craft 2 stalls. That's why I was farming up the wood, because it costs 12 wood per stall. Actually, I need to move this down this way so I can put a light at the edge there. Can I place this stall? I guess the real question is how close to that can we actually put? I think that's as close as it's going to get, right? Which is definitely not good. Yeah, no, that's not going to work there. Alright, we'll have to find a different spot. I could put the stalls here, but then they wouldn't really be as visible. I suppose in retrospect, if I wanted to use the stalls, I probably should have made the area just a little bit bigger. So we got some updates. I think I've kind of got this looking the way I want it to. I do want some benches, but we got our nice marketplace stalls installed and customized with the raccoon dog figurine as sellers, which is absolutely perfect. So we got our fortune teller over there, and then we got another one selling games and magic stuff. And then I just got to add some lighting in here for nighttime. I want to add a couple bamboo benches in here, I think, just to spice it up a little bit. And then we're going to have a little garden in here with a tea place and stuff like that, just to kind of extend it a little bit more. But I hope everybody enjoys that. Now, you want to know how to make money, right? You came here because you want to make money. You might have wanted to see that, but we're going to make some money now. So there are going to be a couple things that you're definitely going to need to make this method work. First of which is you're going to need Nook Miles tickets. These cost 2,000 Nook Miles per ticket. And you're going to be able to make about 100,000 to 300,000 per trip, depending on your inventory size and what kind of things that you catch during this. There's going to be a couple different options that we're going to get into. You're going to need an axe, a shovel, a net. I'm bringing a fishing rod just in case we get a super rare island when we go. You're going to need a ladder and a vaulting pole just in case you get an island that you need to climb up on. And obviously, I'm bringing an extra net and an extra axe just in case one breaks, so I have them. Technically, if you want to optimize the most money, you could probably drop these when you're there if you want, or you could just craft the ones that are there and just deal with that. But I'm bringing some extras just to make my life easier for this video. And then you also may need weeds. Now, you don't necessarily 100% need the weeds, but I'm going to get into what we're going to use these for here in just a minute. But otherwise, we're going to go ahead and use this Nook's Miles ticket and see if we get lucky with like a rare island or something. Looks like we got a koi fish island, and you can see the water bugs already. So the water bugs are what are making the ability to catch tarantulas using the previous method more difficult than it was before. I just want to catch one of these and make sure it's not anything that's really worthwhile. Oh no, bloody eggs! Oh, for the love of God. Okay, but similar to the previous method, we're going to go ahead and dig up everything on this island except for the coconut trees. It's very important that you leave the coconut trees intact. And the nice thing about this island is we can complete... Oh, there's a tarantula right there. Sweet. So we've got our first tarantula. Where'd that bad boy go? Did I spoop it? Oh god, it's coming for me. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, you just do your thing, little tarantula boy. Don't you get me. Don't you do it. Wiggity swooty, I'm coming for that tarantula booty. Ah! Got him. All right, so we got our first tarantula, but we're going to be farming multiple things in this particular episode, but we're going to go ahead and just dig up everything, and I'll show you exactly how you want to set up your island to make the most money. Oh, ho, 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 ho. So right there is exactly what we're going to be focusing on catching today. They're going to be spawning while you clean up the island as well, so just make sure to keep an eye out for these. You can try and force spawn them, but don't get too close to them or you're going to spoop them. So we've got the Atlas moths here, and these are going to be worth quite a bit of money. So there's a couple things that we're going to want to be basically focusing on catching. You can catch these water beetles, but they're only worth 2,000 a pop. On the flip side of that, the Atlas butterflies, or moths rather, are worth 3,000 a pop. So you definitely want to fill up your inventory with Atlas moths. It's going to take more time, but right now there really is no way to get rid of giant water bugs. I'm trying to figure out something, but I don't think anything's really going to work. So really what the three things that you're going to focus on catching is tarantulas first, Atlas moths second, and then giant water bugs last. And the rest of the things you're going to just kind of want to discard. Now the Atlas moths are going to be really our main focus because they're going to be the easiest to spawn and the easiest way to make money quickly if you have a lot of Nook miles. Now if you don't have a ton of Nook miles and you really just want to optimize on making the most money, then you're going to want to focus really just on tarantulas. And if you're getting sick of waiting for the tarantula spawns, then you're going to need to fill up with Atlas moths. But otherwise, you got to make sure to leave the coconut trees because they're going to be our Atlas moth spawns. Now these rocks, I do recommend farming them up if you still need stone eggs or iron or stone or whatever you need. But if you don't need any of that, just eat a fruit. You are going to, at the end, need to break it regardless. I'm just going to break them because I don't necessarily need anything right now. And then I'm just going to fill up this entire second level with holes until I have one spot left that I can climb down from. And then I'm going to plant weeds in that one spot so nothing can spawn on the weeds. And then we should be good. All right, so we got this fully done like that. We're going to plant the clump of weeds here. No, I don't want to... I guess that'll work. That'll be fine. I just want to... You son of a whale. I just wanted to plant the weeds on my butt, and there we go. But the weeds are going to prevent any other spawns up here, and so will the holes. And you can really do whatever you want. If you don't want to spend the time digging the holes, you can just plant the weeds. And it really depends on what you feel like doing. But down here, we're not going to dig up the flowers. We're actually going to plant the flowers that we dug up there, and we're going to pick the flowers off of them. And that will also prevent the spawns. Any weeds we have down here, we're going to leave. And we're going to try and either fill up the entire area with weeds, or we're going to dig out all the holes to prevent any spawn but the ones that we want. Now while you're planting weeds, you're going to want to make sure to lift up all of these stumps. You can't leave any of the stumps. You can leave the holes though, so don't worry about filling in the holes because you're just going to have to fill that space with something anyways. But basically the goal is to remove every single spawn but the exact spawn that we want. You do have to pick up all the stuff though because things can spawn under the stuff that you leave on the ground, so you're going to have to dispose of this a different way. Now, if you hear these cricket sounds, that means there is a spawn here. So we need to get rid of those cricket sounds. And you can do that one of two ways. Oh, I think we already got rid of it. But you can dig holes or you can plant weeds. And that's why I said bring weeds. I know a lot of people might have already sold them because weeds are, you know, worth money. But I like to keep... I have like a couple... I think I have like 1,000 in my house that I just happen to have saved. So if you don't have weeds, just dig holes. It'll do exactly the same thing. Ooh, another tarantula. Please don't bite me. Please don't bite me. Let's just be friends, okay? So tarantulas will be spawning while you're doing this process. So just keep that in mind. Keep an eye out for them. And also make sure to check your coconut trees while you're going through, because they might very well have those moths on them as well. Ah, there's our moth. Once we get this done properly, these moths will spawn so quickly, too. Oh, there's another one. Pretty much every time you go around your island, they're going to be on these coconut trees. Oh no, I spooked one. Oh, that's what you got to be careful of. So you don't have to completely shovel or plant weeds around your entire island all at once. Basically, anytime you hear one of those crickets start spawning, as you get closer to it, you're going to hear where it is. And then that's when I just start going ahead and filling this out. So that way you can farm and fill in at the same time. And you won't go absolutely crazy while doing this method. Of course, I can't seem to find this stupid cricket. Or you could just go ham and just do it all at once. But I do recommend leaving spots open with specifically only weeds around the water's edge. So that way you can spook any potential water beetles that there may be. Where is this bloody cricket? He won't leave me alone. He's drilling his stupid cricket sounds into my brain. There he is, that bloody annoying thing. And of course, he won't disappear until I... Oh, thank God it's gone. It's a Christmas miracle. So now that I've got all of this cleared up, these Atlas moths are spawning pretty much instantaneously. So they're going to be the fastest way to make money. You get 3,000 per Atlas moth, which is great. The only other spawn that's popping up is these like wharf roaches, which we got to scare away. And then sometimes there'll be like lightning bugs or the giant water bugs that you have to get rid of. To get rid of the giant water bugs, you're going to have to spook them. But aside from that, everything else is going to be super duper quick. Every time you walk up to a coconut tree, there's going to be one of these Atlas moths, and then you just kind of scare away anything else that spawns. So your Atlas moths are going to be the thing that you're able to catch the most. Now, one thing about the tarantulas is if you do want tarantulas or scorpions to spawn, you need to leave an open space for them, which also opens you up for potential underground buggy cricket thingy spawns, which is particularly annoying because then you have to dig them up and find them, and it's a little bit of a nightmare. But at least with these Atlas moths, all you need to do is just run around the island, and they're gonna be there like every single time. There's another giant water bug there. And we'll run... I guess we got to get rid of the water bug first. But I do want to leave spots open also for the tarantulas, just because they're worth 8,000 a pop, so you might as well. And you can also spend time fishing and try and catch some expensive fish and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different ways to be able to make money. And you kind of just got to fill up your inventory from here. And... completely forgot about this coconut tree. So on another note, if farming up things this way isn't your style and you don't want to spend the time to clear out the island and then farm up these Atlas moths and tarantulas, the weekend is coming up, which means turnips are gonna be on fire. That is hands down the best way to make money in the game legitimately is by taking advantage of the turnip stock market. Now, I do have a Discord with over 20,000 members in it now. And we have a turnip stocks channel specifically for allowing people to let each other know when there's high value turnips in the area and invite people to make tons of money. Now, I do highly recommend tipping in this, so that way the person helping you can make a little bit of money as well. And feel free to join the Discord. Link is in the description. You can make millions in like an hour by taking advantage of the turnip stocks, and you can buy turnips every Sunday. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below if you feel like checking it out. But this process is going by really quickly right now. I think the longest process is really just scaring away these wharf roaches and then releasing the giant water bugs out of our inventory. Now, alternatively, if you don't mind time traveling backwards, You can time travel backwards before April. You'll still be able to time travel forwards and take advantage of the Bunny Day event or the Lotus Petal event. But you can time travel backwards before April and still do the old tarantula method. Doing it more like this, you'll be able to spawn significantly more tarantulas and make a ton of money. But otherwise, if you want to stay in April and you don't want to time travel backwards, this is going to be the best way to make money aside from like the turnip stocks or farming gold roses. So I need to do a little bit more testing with trying to figure out where spawns are, because I've left this purposefully open to see if those underground cricket dudes would ever spawn here, and they never have. And no tarantulas have spawned there either, but I know tarantulas were spawning over here. So I'm trying to figure out a way to be able to spawn the tarantulas, but not spawn the underground bugs. And I probably need to do a little bit more testing on that, but if anybody has any ideas, definitely make sure to let me know in the comments below, because it would help out, and we'd be able to help each other make even more money. But it does seem that even the underground bugs have very specific spawn locations, so you might not even have to completely dig out and plant your entire island. You probably just need to find exactly where they're spawning and then fill those spawn points, and then hope that you leave open tarantula spawn points at the same time. But on the flip side of that, if you want to make more of a long-term investment, you don't have to sell all of these creatures that you catch right away. You can wait until Flick comes into town, and he's going to buy your bugs for twice as much money as they otherwise would have sold for, allowing you to make even more money per trip. It looks like I was trying to avoid catching those water bugs, just because I'm getting sick of releasing them. But it seems like every time I hit record... Oh, there we go. Now they're spawning again. It's those stupid wharf roaches and the water bugs. It's really the most annoying parts of all this. But I definitely think my theory with this is true, because I've left open some of these other spots that in the area where those underground bugs were spawning, and they haven't spawned in again, which is making me think that they do have specific locations where they will spawn, and I want to try and open up a tarantula spawn. Oh man, I think it's starting to work. We may have found a way to still force spawn the tarantulas. Got him. So this process is definitely starting to work. The one problem with it is you don't really know exactly where the spider spawns are going to be. And it can be a little bit of a headache, because you're going to have to keep getting rid of any of the roaches that pop up. But if you do want to focus on tarantulas, this method does seem to be working so far. It just might be hit or miss depending on what island you go to. So yeah. Well, all we got to do now is we pretty much got a full inventory. I'm probably going to drop some of these if I can find more tarantulas. And then we're going to head out and make some money. And we're going to finish our little area that we were working on to try and get our 5-star island. And yeah, I hope you guys like this more of kind of like a Let's Play style video for this. Because this is the type of content that I really enjoy making. And I also want to start showing off progress that we make on our island. Alright, so let's see how much we make for this one trip. Now, I do highly recommend, if you spend the time to do this, wait until Flick comes to your town, because you're going to be able to sell them for a lot more. I know I mentioned this before, but if you don't really need the money right now, definitely save it, because you're going to be able to make more. But I'm just doing this so you can get a general idea of how much you'll make each trip. Obviously, I didn't spend a lot of time farming up the tarantulas. I could have spent a lot more time doing that instead of getting the Atlas moths, but I kind of wanted to give like a baseline from what to expect without trying too hard. So let's see what we got here. So 100,019 bells, or 119,000 bells, which means if you sell them to Flake, you're going to get around 200,000, which is pretty darn good for one trip, especially when you're doing it relatively quickly. But once again, if you don't have a lot of those Nook miles, then I recommend maybe farming up more of the tarantulas. But regardless, it's a pretty good method. And now we just need to finish our little area over there. Why is the music so fancy in Timmy and Tommy's house right now? Is it closing time? Is this like closing time music? I've never heard this. But there is this grand piano here that I see, and I was kind of thinking like, hey, how cool would it be to have like a piano outside for some reason? It's 260,000 bells, but I'm buying it. Also, the music of Timmy Tommy's is amazing right now. So I've pretty much got this area how I want it. I'm really happy with the way it looks. I love the cherry blossom lanterns. The only thing I'm missing is the seating. I just don't have the DIY recipes for it. But I do have our, grand piano out here, which was pretty nice. I mean, it's going to get rained on and it's going to get ruined, but I love it, and I don't care. We've got our projectors over there. God, their faces are just terrifying. But our island is slowly coming together. I'm going to put more gardens down here, another little garden area here, and we are well on our way to a 5-star island. I do hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.